Jerry, come on. Come on. Hey, no. Right over here. Right over here. Hey. No. Over here. Over here. Over here. Hey. Okay. Okay. Okay, you good? You good, bub? You good, bub? What? You good? How about that? You good? You want to come over? No. Why don't you come over here? Come on. Up here. Up here. Um, gotta get into this. There are things to talk about, but I the thing is, I want to make sure I I want to ensure that it's going to be okay to talk about those things, which I think are good things. I think things. They're things that could change, could cause a lot of change. But I'm working through my due diligence, just making sure it's all legit, and figuring out what I can and can't. I will say this, and I think it's okay to say, it's a writing job, a script writing job, uh, maybe, possibly. I I don't have friends. I never got friends. Just didn't make sense to me. I was homeschooled growing up, um, and my immediate friend group was my family, who are all crazy Christian, right wing, anti vax people. So I have I have an older brother and a younger sister. Um, we were all raised the same way, and yet somehow my I was the only one who ended up liberal, aggressively progressive, empathetic, wildly creative. It's a widely and wildly overused trope, but in the context of growing up that isolated, homeschooled, home churching, uber conservative family. And the '90s, right? I grew up in during the 90s, at the dawn of the dawn of the internet, but notably before social media. Uh, all of that context, um, you can understand that. I it's tropey, yes, but I truly felt like an alien in my own home around my own family, and that has pretty much never changed. Um, Friends, that was not something I grew up with. Um, there were people that I knew, and would see infrequently, but friends require um, a kind of intimate connection, and okay, not that kind of intimacy, but the kind where there's this radical uh, open honesty and genuineness, and you let that other person, that friend, mean something more than just a person that you know infrequently, right? A vulnerability that is uh, uh, a vulnerability that can be strengthened through friends. I didn't grow up with that, and um, it took a long time to find instances, and I, I think that um, with the way my family is, was, and is, friends or found family, the intimacy, that uh, vulnerability, uh, strength and strength and support, and encouragement, right? Through other people. Um, those things have always been something uh, deeply deeply important to me, and deeply, deeply just outside my reach, grasp. Um, d- to be to be to be honest, with you, a little painfully so. Uh, and if it's before I started doing these vlogs, um, I made a pros and cons list to try and decide if I should even do this thing. There were a lot of pros. Um, uh, I have I am a very creative person. I have a wide library of really good creative material, but there is not necessarily a constant communication or a way to develop a relationship with an audience through constant communication. So what I'm saying is there were a lot of and then there's this which is a form of creative expression in and of itself, and to be able to to articulate and talk and uh, uh, um d- there were a lot of pros. There were a small there were a small amount of cons as well, as you would think. Um, the the worst of which, um, the biggest con, I think, to committing to a season of vlogging, um, was that idea of, you know, shouting into the void, and no one giving a shit, which kind of balances out one of the other, you know, look into the mirror honest with myself pros that I swear to God I wrote this down. I really want friends, and um this this is how I know how to 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 do that, to reach out, um and connect, to connect, to reach out, to connect with like-minded, creatively obsessed, weird, fucking aliens from another planet who are just looking for a little support and encouragement and friendship. So that's that's I can't I That's that's an admission. Um, Friends, Friends is a great show to stop watching when something better comes along. I didn't watch Friends um, growing up. I actually liked the Drew Carey show, which I would watch in afternoon reruns. And then as I got into um, my college years, that was when my love affair with Seinfeld began. Seinfeld was formative. My webcam's internet show was inspired by Seinfeld, a show about nothing but in 5 minute snippets on the YouTubes. So I never watched Friends. It was not my bag. I had seen episodes here and there. I mean, you can't exist, I think, in the world today and avoid Friends. Um, but as an example of my obliviousness, I never realized that Ross and Monica were brother and siblings. I am, however, I am a there's a circle here, and I am a huge Aaron Sorkin fan. The West Wing, Sports Night, Studio 60 on the Sunset Strip, not necessarily in that order, but Matthew Perry, along with guest starring on West Wing, also obviously starred in Studio 60. So when Perry died, I read his book for the paragraph on Sorkin and Studio 60, and then I started watching for the very first time the entire series of Friends, and I'm 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 not done yet because like I said, it's a great show to turn off when something better comes along, and I ended up playing this stupid game of 6 degrees of separation. Courtney Cox starred in Cougar Town, um, so I stopped Friends and then watched all of Cougar Town, and that was like a warm hug from an old friend. Bill Lawrence, that show's creator, is just he did Scrubs. He's so good at television with this emotional heart. And then that show just had even more personal significance because it had come on, and I watched it with my first wife, and it was just kind of like that bottle of memory of that time in my life. And there were ideas that were mirrored in that show, very uniquely mirrored in that relationship of mine. And so that it's a special show, right? When I finished it, I went back to Friends, um, but Jerry, let me get through this, okay, bub? You want to come up? You can come up over here. Come up. And you just come straight up, okay? I love you, buddy. All right, let's do this. How about this? You want to help me talk about? Oh no, you don't want to help me talk about anything. And you come. We'll come up over here. Come up over here. You want to come up over here? Come on. Right here. Up, up. I'm actually teaching him up, up, so that I can put his harness on him. So that's actually a very confusing command I just gave him. Go lay down. I know. It's also been a very rainy day, so he hasn't been outside as much as he needs to be today. So I watched all of Cougar Town, and then I went back to Friends because I'm a completionist, obsessively so. But Cougar Town co-stars Bill Lawrence's wife, Krista Miller, who was also Kate on the Drew Carey Show, that personal childhood favorite, and Ian Gomez, who played Miller's husband on Cougar Town. Andy, I swear to God, the best character on Cougar Town. He was also one of Drew Carey's foils. 6 Degrees, right? So instead of going all the way back to Friends, I guess, and oh my God, fucking Ross and fucking Rachel, I found the complete run of the Drew Carey Show, and that was almost everything I remembered and wanted it to be, except for the last 2 seasons. I don't know if anyone actually remembers the last 2 seasons of the Drew Carey Show, but they fucked that up crazy. It was really, really, like, it was aired painfully out of order the very last season, and then I think Drew Carey was trying to appease ABC with some middle America bullshit, I think, because again, this was like Home Improvement, Tim Allen era sitcoms, right? And the same network as that, and so Drew Carey was actually surprisingly progressive. Like, he had his cross-dressing older brother. He marries Mr. Wick. Like, there's a lot of amazingly progressive themes, and in the last 2 seasons they like changed his character to be like really weirdly like just the like he's a member of the NRA and rah 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 guns, and it was just really out of sync with. Anyway, nitpicking aside, going back to watch that, because I had only seen bits and pieces in reruns, but to see this show in its entirety, this expression from Drew Carey. And Bruce Helford, the co-creator. It was a unique and personal expression of comedy from those 2 men, and then they brought in like Kathy Kinney, Mimi, and Oswald and Lewis, like these amazing comedic actors bringing life to the premises that originated from that singular create expression of creativity. It was what I remembered and what I wanted it to be. So then once again, I came back to Friends, and um, I'm on the 8th season of 10, and I keep thinking, I keep thinking, like, I don't need to finish it. I, I don't need Friends. Friends is, to borrow a quote from the Netflix film, uh, Leave the World Behind. Um, Friends was a, Friends was a fantasy about a world that never existed, and uh, you know, I don't have a problem with fantasy and fiction and unreality, but one of the core long term failures, I think, of Friends, the TV show, is that it is the chat GPT of the 90s, right? The studio and then the creators threw all of the best ingredients into a pot, followed all of the pre-planned instructions, and then simmered it, let it simmer for 10 years. Yes, there are times, okay, I'm not gonna lie, there are times when I laughed, and when the material works and it's funny, or an emotional moment really lands, and I get choked up from it. um but it's not Seinfeld, or the Drew Carey Show, which isn't even Seinfeld, or Cougar Town and Scrubs, where I feel that the creative product, the sitcom, is a realization and expression of a unique creative vision of specific creators. It's not the formulaic, you know, chat GPT audience, it's not what an audience wants, it's what the creator needs to express. And I think that's Seinfeld, right? Of course, the show about nothing, right? It is the sterling fucking example of this idea that no one but Larry David and Jerry Seinfeld could have made that show. And that's what makes Seinfeld a unique and special experience. Like it or not, I love it, love the show or not. It doesn't change the fact that that is a unique creative expression from two artists, versus how literally anyone could have made Friends. It's formulaic, it's cookie cutter, it's generic. It's only and for the people who want to defend it, it's only made special by the actors, which is to say, right, the performance, not the material, the performance. So in that context, Anyone can find the right ingredients, follow the instructions, simmer. There isn't a unique, creative, individual voice to Friends. Great performances for the most part, but not that unique, creative voice that makes art worthwhile. And that's why I keep turning it off. That and holy shit, Ross is literally the worst character I have ever seen on television. It's fucking painful. And let me be clear about the worst character. And I if you're watching this video because it's a Friends algorithm sort of thing, like I'm not saying anything that YouTube has not already expressed about Friends and the character of Ross, but he's a terrible character. And I was thinking, like, Walter White is a terrible character, but he is written to be a terrible character so that we get that insight into a terrible character and the evolution of a terrible character. Ross on Friends is the product of terrible writing, terrible premises, and this outdated period concept of that toxic masculinity and what is funny inside that context, and it does not hold up. And I would argue that even in the 90s, like he that character is so fucking abusive to the people he calls his friends, and his friends just sit there and take it, and it is nauseating. It is that fucking, I said it, it's fucking painful watching anything with a focus on Ross Geller, which is terrible because, like, I mean, it's, I don't mean to indict the performers. It's, he had a good performance. That is a good, but it's this material and the writing of this character and the design of this character. It's so. Do I need to finish watching it? Do I need? Even the animals are upset about this, guys. Even the okay, okay, okay. Talk about get excited about things. I am watching Scrubs at the moment, which, like I said, like Cougar Town, right? Bill Lawrence. It's a fucking warm embrace from an old friend. I would say at the end of the day, and I have thought about this, is that Aaron Sorkin, tier number one, Aaron Sorkin, Seinfeld slash Larry David, and Bill Lawrence. The holy fucking trinity, trifecta trinity of formative television artists. I um oh wow. Um uh you know what? This I- okay. This was a lot longer than usual. So I'm going to uh skip the I usually do the dramatic reading here of some of my original material. Since I got on that little bit of rant, we'll go ahead and skip that today, this week, and hopefully I'll have something extra special. All things considered, with the screenwriting job. Maybe super extra special. I don't know. For the next video. Hey. Yeah. So thank you. So much for hanging out. I think as of this, if you've gotten this far, if you've watched the first part of the video, you do know how much that means to me, for you watching and hanging out. And it's like I said, this is how I know how to reach out and start something. So um uh what what are you watching? What is your favorite um television sitcom show? Is it Friends? Do you want to express and tell me to fuck off? That's okay. I mean, I have an opinion about the show. If you liked it, if it's an important show to you, you have an opinion as well. And if I need to go fuck myself, please, by all means, express what it is you need. That's that's what this is. That's what this is about. Radical, honest, vulnerability. Bye.